Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Monday night patching podcast. We're so happy to have you with us, and we're looking forward to sharing some pretty life-changing information with you. So, if somebody invited you here tonight, be sure you thank them because they care about you and they want you to know about something pretty cutting edge. It's this little thing I'm wearing right here. So, we're going to talk to you a little bit more about that. I'm Tracy Flintoff, and my amazing co-host, Cami Brecko. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to walk you through a pretty life-changing technology and talk about how this can allow your body to be its best. And what we're talking about is a groundbreaking use of phototherapy. That's light therapy, kind of like sunshine. Some people know it as red light therapy, blue light therapy, but this is natural from our own body. And it's helping your cells that are the powerhouses of your body to perform better, to be stronger, increase energy, focus, just making the body perform better, have quicker recovery. But what we're talking about is harnessing the power of light, and this is nothing new. This light technology goes back to the days of Albert Einstein and Thomas Edison. Pretty smart fellows, right? I think they made a great contribution to science as what this is. But what they're talking about is looking at disease and how we care for that disease differently, and maybe not just focusing on pills. And what we're talking about tonight is the future of medicine. And it's treating illness by unlocking the body's innate ability to heal. And we're going to talk about that tonight. Our typical disclaimer, as always, this is a holistic wellness device in the FDA category. Cami and I are not medical professionals, so we're not going to be diagnosing, treating. We make no promises. We're simply going to be sharing good information. You're going to get to hear a testimony from Dan in just a few minutes. But what we're talking about is you always working with your doctor, your practitioner, because you're going to notice some changes in your body. Like for me, 4.5 months in, I thought things were going all wonky with my change of life symptoms, hot flashes, brain fog, anxiety all coming back, my hair falling out. My doctor, when we did blood work, told me, no, those repair cells you're looking at there, they actually fixed your body and your thyroid is all regenerated. I was shocked. Never even knew anything like that was possible. And it's a crying shame. Nobody in America really gets to know this stuff, but practitioners have been using light in therapy for years, red light therapy, laser light therapy, infrared saunas, MRIs. This goes way better though, because this is allowing the body to regenerate and restore. But what I want to talk about is why would people be looking to use these therapies? And it really is the reason for 10 years of stem cell research by a company called LifeWave in America, out of San Diego. And the older we get, the slower we the slower we heal and the faster we age. So we really want to keep our stem cells up. And like I was saying, it's been 10 years in the making with the company LifeWave to help create this. Because here's the reality. When we are formed in utero, it is a flash of light when the egg and the sperm meet that create that life of that newborn. And when that baby's born, they have that baby fresh smell, beautiful skin. They're full of stem cells. And as we get older, we decline. We start losing them. Even when we're young kids, we are losing those repair cells. And when you're 35, guess what? You've lost about half of them. So that's about the time we might stop sleeping as well. Maybe our skin starts aging. We start, maybe getting a little gray hair, a little thinning of the hair. Maybe our memory isn't what it used to be. But guess what? When you're 60, like me, I'm almost 60, I have only 10% or less of my active repair cells available. What we're going to talk about tonight is the best kept secret in this country. Sadly, this was developed for the US Navy SEALs 20 years ago in San Diego. It's used by a lot of celebrity athletes and shipped to 80 countries around the world. In our country, we don't get to know about it, but it's safe, it's affordable, and it's a way to change the trajectory of the aging of your body and brain. And what it is, it's a wearable light technology. So we were just talking about the red light therapy and how this is so similar, but this is even better because this works with the design of the human body, which is prone to just repair and regenerate itself. And so we are treating this like daylight and nighttime. So we're wearing these 12 hours on and 12 hours off. And these are patented. So it's the only company in the world that you can get this product from. And we're all pretty fortunate to be here tonight. And if a friend invited you, you should thank them because they cared about you. But we have a very short little video, and I think they explain this technology better than I can. So please take a listen.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative powers and provide specific health benefits, all without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals, all helping you to stay healthy and young. To find out more, contact your distributor or visit lifewave.com. LifeWave. Live long, live well.
I am always so excited and still shocked by the power of light and what this little band-aid looking device can do for us. Um, this is the athlete's secret sauce for a lot of very well-known athletes. They don't promote it. This company does not pay sponsorship. This is a science company with an amazing discovery, not a marketing company. But the first athlete to really put this company on the map was Michael Phelps. And when he won all those medals in Beijing, he was wearing the energy enhancer two-patch system, burning fat for fuel of the mitochondria. It gives energy, endurance, cellular strength, and it boosts the mood and mental capacity as well. It's a pretty powerful patch, but these were developed, like I said, for the US Navy SEALs 20 years ago. And you might recognize a few other celebrities on here. Tom Brady, he says he could have never played NFL football so late in his life without this because it is regenerative. So he gets beat up on Sunday. By the next Sunday, with a combination of things, I'm sure he wasn't only using patches, he had a few other tools in his box. He could go back out there on the field and play again. So if you can be ahead of the competition and you are a professional athlete, you can, do pretty well. Serena and Venus Williams, they love them. Mike Tyson, the whole Kansas City Chiefs, they were all patched up for the year they won the Super Bowl. And history was made in 2019 when David Schmidt, our owner, inventor, genius, discovered the way to regenerate our dormant repair cells and bring them back. So, first time in the history of this world that's happened. He's quite a well-known man. They are actually making a movie of him, be coming out on Netflix this summer. It's quite a big deal. They're likening him to Tesla, Einstein, Edison, because of the power of his knowledge and what he's been able to do with it. Um, And he kind of credits a little inspiration from other sources. So I think he's just a pretty fantastic fellow. But what he's talking about is activating your own repair cells. So it doesn't matter if you have pain and you're looking for relief, or maybe you've got swelling, inflammation, heat in the body. We can bring that down. Accelerating wound healing. We're going to show you some pictures in a couple minutes. Energy, vitality, skin appearance. Skin, they always say it's only skin deep, right? But just think of what if it's beautiful skin on the outside, like you're going to see in a few minutes. What does that mean for the cells, the organs, everything on the inside? That's the most exciting part of this. We're talking mental clarity, age reversal, and we love that this is no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants. And there's no interactions. When I'm helping somebody, I never have to ask them, what meds are you taking? I always want them to make note and use the health tracker, which Cammie's putting in to the chat. We really want you to download that health tracker, print it out, and complete it before you get started. Because I promise you, you're going to forget about things like I did. I had a bunion on my left foot, horribly painful bunion, and it went away. But I never noted that until a friend of mine asked me if this would help bunions. And then I went, Bunion? Wait a minute. I don't have pain in my foot anymore. And I took my shoes off and I looked down, and guess what? Both of my feet are identical. One, the right foot, I had that bunion removed surgically, so painful. I swore I'd never do it again. That's why the bunion was still on my left foot. But you just never know. But this is our favorite part of our discussion tonight. And this is when we get to hear testimony. And we have Dan who's going to unmute himself. And Dan, I would absolutely love for you to share your story with us so people can know. And what were you dealing with before the patches came to you? And what were you using and what have you noticed now?
Well, it's about 2.5 years ago, I fractured my skull in 4 places, and the fractures have healed themselves. I was taking the tryptamine to alleviate the post-traumatic pain. And when Veronique first introduced me to the patches, she had me use the X39 and I believe the Align patch. Well, X39, the pain relief was almost instantaneous. I mean, I went from taking 80 milligrams in a tryptamine to maybe only 20 days, if that. And having sleep apnea on top of it made it even more important. When she introduced me to the sleep apnea patch, the results are extraordinary. And
And by
having
sleep
sleep
apnea patch, you
apnea,
actually mean the SP6, I think, right? The
yeah,
SP6.
SP6, correct.
Yeah,
Well, but
not one with
anyway,
your X39. Okay, just want to clarify.
well,
Go ahead.
yeah, the both, but the two combined have been nothing short of phenomenal. I've had sleep apnea for over 20 years. I can truly say I've had the best nights of sleep in my life in over 20 years since I started using the SP6. And couple that with the pain relief from the X39. I can't thank her enough and this product because I'm 66, but I feel like I may have just turned 60 or 59 because I'm an incredible amount of energy to go with it. That's it.
Awesome. Well, good job. And I know it really is, it's such a great gift. We can't keep it a secret. And it's so sad because if you didn't hear from a friend, how will you ever learn about this in our country? So thank you, Dan, for taking the time to share because that's how we get to learn is through others. Since this can't be
When
advertised on TV or, conventionally.
thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to do the testimony.
Yeah, but we live for these testimonies. We really do. Cami and I get so excited. So thank you
Right,
so
right.
much. And thanks for taking the time to join us tonight. And we hope to have you back on again and get another update because it just gets better the longer you wear these.
You know what? I would be happy to give updates.
Oh, we'd love that, Dan. That'd be great.
Okay.
Have a great night, and thank you so
Okay,
much.
bye.
Okay, so for those of you who might be new to this, we have a really excellent website that our friend Marcy, and you're going to see her in just a minute, she has put a lot of money and resources into developing this. Again, like I said, the FDA doesn't allow this company to advertise in our country, but she has put this together. It's startx39now.com. And it has got some really excellent information. And if you have somebody that maybe is a doctor or just somebody who likes data and they want to know proof, because I know it's very hard to believe that this little round patch can do so much. But there is, if you scroll down, there's the science community section, and it's talking about light, peptides, and stem cell technology. So this says 100 patents. We actually, David is now up to 200 patents. I just haven't updated this slide. There's 90 clinical trials. Those are done by independent labs all around this world. My favorite section is this age reversal section with GHK copper peptide. That is the fountain of youth trigger for your body. Copper peptide is incredibly restorative, reparative, preventive. And in this study, after 6 weeks of the participants wearing X39, they lowered their cardiovascular age on average about 8 weeks. So if you do the math on that, the cardiovascular system starts acting about a day and a third younger for every day they were wearing it. Unheard of. Our friend Dr. John Harmon had a blockage in the right branch of his heart, and he kept thinking these patches weren't doing anything for him. I'm going to prepare you. If you're new to this, you won't feel cellular change. You don't feel your mitochondria. You don't feel things that are slowly evolving, decaying, declining in your body. The same is true on the upward take of that. The regeneration we don't necessarily feel. We can with pain. When we get the right pain patches in the right spot, man, you can get that instant. But the repair of something significant like a heart, a brain, a digestive system takes some time. You're not going to feel it. Trust the system. It works. They also did a study on brains, and they had a lot of participants, and they did this with heat mapping EEGs. So that is like a heat gun, if you will, and it picks up different points in the body that are emitting light and heat. So this session one here of a 77-year-old woman with dementia, that's her baseline. That's before she started the patches at all. The orange and the red is swelling or heat. And in the first check-in on this clinical trial, so 3 weeks in, that's session 2, her wearing the X39, look at how the body has changed that brain. That's no longer a hot brain. That's no longer a brain with swelling. Just think of swelling in the brain and what it would do to that blood flow in that brain. It's going to slow everything down, right? Think massive molasses in January. But we don't want molasses in January when we're talking blood in the brain. We want good, healthy, crisp brain cognition. 3 weeks later, a total of 6 weeks now, look at that beautifully balanced brain. That is the body making that change with the tool of light. We are giving the body the light through the patch that we're wearing on the body. Our favorite place for the the X39 is the C7, the back of our neck, that bumpy knob when you lean forward. That's where we like that, especially if we're dealing with cerebral issues. There's no wrong place to put that. We're just talking about meridian energy flow, like Chinese acupressure points. But we're looking at improved memory, focus, cognition, happiness, and joy. Well, that's what we hear a lot from people. Man, I'm just happier. I have more energy. I feel good. And a lot of that is because with the patch, it is helping the body get into a deeper level of sleep. When you get into that deep REM sleep, that's when the body repairs, restores, and purges toxins. So if you're an insomniac or you're a light sleeper, you often don't get into that level of sleep and your body doesn't get the benefit. But the X39 alone helps so many people with sleep. I always like to add Alavita because it actually is bringing back your own melatonin through hormone regulation. It's doing a whole lot more for the frontal lobe of the brain and telomere elongation and all sorts of things. But just know if sleep is your problem, we have a solution. So we can help you with that. But I love this because this is illustrating the difference between good health being young and poor health and aging. Because if you kept those cells super strong and healthy, you might never have to go through that aging process. And this is the top image here is a healthy repair cell, a master cell, stem cell, if you will. Not really supposed to say that word, but I do sneak it in. And that lower one, that is what a decaying aged cell looks like. It's fraying, it's falling apart, it's lacking a lot of the components of that young, healthy cell. But here's the cool thing. You don't have to stay that way. And we're going to show you some pictures to help you see. Can't see the inside of our body real well, but you can see the outside. This is our friend Marcy Preble. None of us would be here today if Marcy wasn't here. And quite frankly, Marcy wouldn't have been here without the power of this patch. In 2019, her naturopath gave her 10 of these X39 patches. She was living in a lazy boy recliner with stage 3 breast, lymph, and skin cancer. And her doctor told her that skin cancer is the one that would take her out. It's so aggressive, there is absolutely no way to treat that. And on about day 3, she started detoxing chemo out her mouth and then started coming out her back. And by day 10, she had energy. She had optimism and joy again in her heart and her brain. And she went back to that naturopath and she said, Rhonda, we've got to tell everybody about this in the world. I feel good. I just feel like I'm going to beat this. And guess what? This is her after 3 years, 4 years actually of use, but she's on year 5 now. She is a heart of gold. She's a purpose-driven person. She pays it forward every day. Very grateful to her. And then this is our friend, Dr. Harmon. When I was showing you that brain study, I mentioned to you he had a right branch blockage in his heart, had it since birth. They didn't think there was any way to ever get rid of it, but guess what? The body is powerful. Give it what it needs, and it can do amazing things. But this is him. He looked like Grandpa Dude, gray hair and wrinkles. This is him after 14 months of using these patches. Around month 9, I believe it is, when that heart resolved, that branch blockage. Look at that hair color. It's his natural color. This young lady here from Australia, Mandy, starts out looking like grandma. Look at those thin little eyes, and thin lips, sunken eyes, thin hair. Look at her after a year. She just looks absolutely radiant and beautiful. Now, spine pain. Oh boy, a lot of us, and I've been one of them. My husband's had multiple spinal fusion surgeries, most that never worked. It wasn't until he got these patches that finally he could get the repair and the regeneration he needed, because any of our soft tissues are really composed of collagen. We're going to talk about a patch that helps bring back the collagen. Cami will here in a minute. And when we're looking at degenerative spinal cord and bulging discs here on the left, where it indents, that's that term bone on bone. The bulging disc is between C7 and T1. You see that black disc putting pressure? That is pain. That poor person is dealing with a lot of pain right there, but look at that patient. This is a few months later. That's completely regenerated. Now, mind you, this was during clinical trials when they were only using X39. They have since figured out how to accelerate that repair by adding an ion patch that's bringing down inflammation. Inflammation eats stem cells. So we use these now hand in hand, in tandem. I really don't let anyone get started without the ion with their X39. This young lady, curvature of the spine, look at how that spine realigned itself. Combination of ice wave for pain and X39 there. Skin repair, pretty amazing, because we are not just putting a cream on and hoping for the best. We are going down deep into the cellular. We're regenerating the skin from the inside out. So we're bringing back the collagen, hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is what gives you the tightening. The collagen is what fills in and covers up, say, those varicose veins. Balancing hormones, that cystic acne, that was 6 weeks for that young lady. She now has beautiful skin. And look at that remodeling of the coloring of that birthmark. We like to say these are better than Botox because you can place these anywhere on your body and address an issue. Look at that décolleté. This is a young lady bride, and she's California sun worshiper. That's me. I'm almost 60, and my skin keeps getting better and better because I wear these patches in strategic places. But we can regenerate hair growth here too. This is 5 weeks for that guy. And you can just see the vitality and the difference in these people. Autoimmune skin conditions get helped pretty dramatically. You can see the difference here in the skin. This bottom one here is a friend of Cami's, and for 15 years, this poor guy had been dealing with fast-growing cells of the skin. He had been cut on 20 different times. He had been given very little hope. The more recent thing they gave him was cream that burnt him. Trying to heal those things. How is that healing when we're burning? That's an oxymoron, right? 2 months of him using a combination of patches. Look how beautiful that skin is. I don't believe he's going to have many more cutting sessions in his future when he's using this. It's pretty amazing. But what I love is this is not just for our humans. This is for our fur babies. This is my friend's dog that went blind. I didn't even know he'd gone blind. I told her, oh, put your used patches in his bed or tape him on the inside of his collar because I know he's in pain with arthritis and this will help. And I told her, I even heard of a dog in Japan that used to be blind and he got his vision back. So, and then she told me, oh my goodness, my dog went blind too. And look at that. That's 1 week for that dog. That dog started following her around the house. She called me and we cried together. But they've been using these on racehorses for years. And it doesn't matter if it's a bird, if it's a cat or a dog, if they have blood and cells, we can help change them. I'm going to turn it over to Cami now, and she's going to walk you through the different patches and how you can get your hands on them.
Well, thank you. So what we've been talking about mostly tonight was X39. That's the patch where you see the before and after pictures for most of those that they were using. They might have been using a combination of patches, and we can go into a couple of them on the next slide. But for this one, X39 is the main patch. That tells your body to make a copper peptide, and that activates those pluripotent cells that can go repair anything in your body. So that's the kind of cell that you want to go send it to work around your body. So the retail cost for that pack is $149 for a month supply. We also have X49 that also tells your body to release some repair cells that are found in your brain and nervous system, your heart, cardiovascular system, muscles, and your bones. But it was created originally for EMF protection. So lots of good benefits there, but used in conjunction with X39 and X49 or together, that's an athlete's favorite combination right there for recovery. So both of those have the same price at $149 retail. We love to help people get wholesale pricing at $99.95 for, like I said, a month supply. We like to combination the patches with support packs or with support patches. And Eon is one of those that we will recommend 100% of the time. Because if you're here looking at patches or looking at solutions for your health and wellness, you probably have some inflammation. And inflammation is the source, the agitator that makes your cells in a state where they cannot fight disease. So if we can dial down that inflammation, then we can use that X39 to send repair cells in to actually repair the problem. And these support patches are a little bit less money, and they are $79 retail for a 30-day supply, or as low as wholesale $49. And we of course, love to help you get that low wholesale price. IceWave helps people with pain. It is a 2-patch system. There's 30 patches in every envelope, but because it's a 2-patch system, just know that it's 15 applications. But what we find is we can't tell somebody how long or how quickly they'll go through IceWave, because as they're using the X39 and Eon and actually repairing their problem, their pain levels go down as well. So IceWave is an amazing tool and usually can tell between 5 and 10 seconds if you've got it in the right spot. Alavita is probably Tracy's favorite. um, after X39, and it is the second most powerful patch in our patch family here. Alavita works with your brain and a gland in your brain called the pineal gland. The pineal gland is responsible for so many wonderful things, but one of it is for sleep, for telling your brain to make that melatonin. One of it is for skin related, skin and collagen. And then also, it helps you reverse age by lengthening your telomeres. So we can go into that whole schmear about DNA and telomeres, but it literally is reverse aging you.
Mm.
There are so many other patches that we don't go into every single one of them tonight. This is where we would say they're amazing. We're going to be highlighting different support patches coming up in the next several weeks and let you know about the benefits of each. You can also go on YouTube and listen to a 1 hour training by David Schmidt on each patch. They're amazing, and they were all developed on the same technology. So a core pack, this is how you get access to that wholesale pricing. This is a one-time thing where you do purchase a pack, and then that money that you see there, the price, 100% of that money goes to patches. And of course, the larger the price, actually the price per pack goes down. So in the core example, $295 gets you about $300 worth of patches, and that's getting those support packs at that $50 price or $49.95 price. What we would like to do is help you build this pack with the support packs that you need, and then recommend that you keep your stem cells activated, keep those repair cells activated by a monthly subscription of at least 1 pack of X39 to keep that going. And we recommend that for a month for every decade you've been alive. I'm so beyond excited about this Cellergize. This just got launched last week. It's amazing. And my package just came today. So I'm so excited to try this. Again, we got some in the pre-launch and it's sold out. But we've been sending people all over for different supplements to help support the body's ability to make those different peptides and things that we talk about with the patches. Now they have it in this beautiful, easy formula. And so I'm so excited. So talk to one of us about that as well. And coming soon, we have a light infused water machine coming out. This again, game changer. It double filters the water, gets all the garbage out of the water, and then infuses the water with a light frequency that speaks to all your cells in your body from the inside out. So I know your brain is churning and you probably have more questions. So we invite you to come back tonight or tomorrow night to another patch intro. I kept listening to it and listening to it. I purchased my pack the first time I heard about it. And then I kept coming back to understand it as I was using the patches. And then on Tuesday evenings after our intro, we do a deep dive. And tomorrow night we'll be talking about the tools. We've been really working hard on giving you information on tools for this to help make understanding these patches and using these patches better. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow night. And then every Wednesday afternoon, Marcy does a party as well at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So what do you do next? Get your questions answered. We're here for you. And the person who invited you to this call is here for you. Also, we recommend that you try X39 at least an eon, at least for 90 days, and then add support patches as needed for your specific issues. And then get ready, because you will be enjoying a better quality of life. And then come back, keep coming back, and invite your friends to learn more about this, because it's too good not to share. So, due to FDA regulations, we have to share this person to person, or here on these Zoom calls, or individually, or calling up friends. You're not going to see a commercial on this. So, and we earn thank you checks for sharing it. So I feel like it's a social responsibility to share, because when I have a solution to somebody's problem, it's on me to share it. And so that's what I feel like when I have these friends and family who've been told there's no hope, or they're always going to have something. I'm like, maybe not. So I'm building my dream life. I love my job, and my job is to help people find their best health and wellness ever. And that's what I want to do. Begin living younger today, and encourage you to do the same. So let's do it. Let's harness our light. All right. Thank you guys. And time for Sandy. Thank you for coming. And